Hello, hello, hello. Happy New Year. Listen to my voice break. Happy New Year. How are you guys doing today? So I have been planning to post videos over here for like the last 2 days, but I've just been so incredibly lazy. I decided that I would take a few days off at the beginning of the year and just kind of relax, and I have been watching the McMillions documentary on HBO Max, as well as some other shows. And I've been listening to the Up and Vanished podcast. And I have been reading the newest book in the Misfortune series. And so I've just kind of been relaxing, hanging out with my husband and all that kind of stuff. But today is Monday, and Tucker said, let's get started. Let's go. We got to get back to making videos and stuff. So my plan for today was that I was going to go through all of the Christmas presents that I was sent from everybody that came to my P.O. box. And I have it all set up, and they're all in a box and ready to be shown. And I got up a little bit late today, and I just kept on pushing the snooze button, pushing the snooze button, pushing the snooze button. So I want to kind of like lay it out when I do it and be a little bit more organized with it. So I'm going to be doing that video tomorrow. And then on Wednesday, I have a really exciting video for you guys. But I have to wait until Wednesday. It may be Thursday because I'm waiting for something to come in the mail. It's a really exciting video. But I actually wanted to talk about my plans for 2022 just for a second, and some goals that I have specifically pertaining to this channel. You know, I am not a person that loves, this camera is like slowly sinking as I'm like filming this. I am not a person that loves the word resolution. I just feel like resolution means there's a problem and then here's the resolution, right? So I don't love that, especially when we're talking about people make resolutions about huge things, right? Like, I'm going to quit drinking, or I'm going to quit eating, or not permanently, but you know, or I'm going to go on this ridiculous diet, or I'm going to quit smoking, or I'm never going to cuss again. I mean, it's kind of to some degree like people treat New Year's resolutions like Lent, right? And so I feel like so many of those things are bigger issues, right, than just making a resolution about it. And I don't know about you, but for me in the past, I would make a resolution, and then by like January 3rd or 4th, I had already done the complete opposite, and then I was beating myself up about it, and I was like, well, I'm a complete failure already because I didn't, I have to tell you guys, this is just on a side note, which, you know, there's lots of side notes in my life. My husband bought me this cologne for Christmas, and we typically buy each other colognes for Christmas that we like for the other person. And so he got me this, I had already worn Louis Vuitton Meteor, and he bought me Louis Vuitton Cactus Garden. And when I opened it, he informed me that this was a gift for both of us. That because he liked it so much that he wanted to use it too. I said, babe, what's mine is yours and what's yours is mine, right? Like, that's marriage. So anyway, but it just smells so good. It's called Cactus Garden. Anyway, it comes in like a green bottle. But yeah, like, I would always be beating myself up by like day like 2 or 3 because I'm like, I can't believe I'm not on the treadmill, or, you know, I've been eating crap for like the last 3 days if it was like a diet, you know, centered resolution. And I can remember like way back in the day, like, you know, like this is before I got sober actually. I can remember this girlfriend and she like came over to my house, and I mean, we drank something ridiculous. I mean, we were like, we are quitting drinking tomorrow and whatnot. And she's actually sober today too. She actually called me in treatment on New Year's Eve, and she was drunk. And I said, you do realize that I'm in a treatment program right now, right? And you're calling me drunk? And her sobriety birth date is January 1st. So anyway, she's been sober the same amount of time as I have, 27 years. And her sobriety birth date is January 1st. So very cool. If it weren't for her, I wouldn't even be here today, because she and I went to so many meetings together and shared so many experiences when we both first got sober. But I can remember, like, trying several times, you know, but especially around New Year's one year, I can remember she and I like just like drinking and drinking and drinking it. And I can remember specifically saying that we were going to quit smoking the next day, cigarettes. And I smoked something like 5 or 4 packs of cigarettes within like 12 hours or something. I mean, I just was like constant, right? And I just remember looking back at that and then like waking up the next day. And I mean, literally feeling like I was going through major withdrawals from like everything, you know? And I mean, it just was like, I felt like my body just like was exuding toxins. So I'm not a big believer in the word resolutions. I think that resolution leads us to failure. The words that I love are like intentions or goals or dreams or wishes even, you know? What are your wishes for the next year? What are your goals? What are your dreams? I'm big into making dreams lists of all of the things that I want to accomplish in the next year. And what are all my goals that I want to accomplish in the next year? And, you know, I was just talking about this the other night on my vlog channel, and I kind of made a joke about it because I am such a believer, and I've done this, I mean, literally since I got sober. I can remember that first year I would do this, like, you know, sit there and like write it down. And it was like, I would make a list of the goals that I wanted to accomplish. I don't know how much of this I've shared in talking about my recovery story and things like that, but early on, it was probably 30, 60 days in sobriety. I was sitting in a meeting, and I can remember sitting there, and I was like, this guy was sharing his story, and I just was like, I can't imagine that this is going to be my life for the next 30 or 40 years. Like, I can't, like, if I just can't imagine that my life is going to be coming to meetings and being surrounded by people that are sober for like the next 20 to 30 years, which incidentally it is. But like today I'm so thankful for that. You know what I mean? Like today it's like I'm so thankful that my friends are sober, and I love going to meetings, and I have such a great life, right? But I can remember, I mean, this was early sobriety, and I can remember sitting there. Well, first of all, I actually can remember my first New Year's, like first full New Year's, going to this party, and it was like, there was like 4 guys, and it was like pizza and 2 liters, and I can remember being like, I mean, now at this point, I was like a year sober, and I can remember thinking to myself, if this is it, like, I'm done. I'm going back out. Like, life has got to get better than this, right? So anyway, I was like 30 or 60 days sober, and I was sitting in this meeting, and this guy was talking, and I was kind of just like zoned out. And I remember thinking to myself, and kind of like praying to my higher power, you know, like, which I had no clue what that was at that point. But I'd always thought there was something out there that was bigger than me. And I was kind of like, okay, God, like, if this is what you have planned for me, like, fine, but I'm going to use this and I want to have the most amazing life possible as a result of my sobriety, right? And, you know, like, I'm going to go and I'm going to do exciting things, and I'm going to have a great life, and I'm going to have great relationships and great dogs, you know, as a result of my sobriety. Because I was like, I'm not going to just, you know, I'm not going to just, I sit in a meeting every day for the rest of my life, which there's nothing wrong with that. And I totally have friends of mine today that go to meetings every day. And there was actually like a 3-year period when I came back into the rooms where I just was going to 2 meetings a day, and it was fantastic, and I loved it. But that was like at 22 and a half, I was like, I can't do this, right? And so I started setting all these goals for myself. And what I would do is I would set these goals, and I would say, okay, this is my goal. And these are the action steps that I believe that I need to take to achieve this goal, right? Like, maybe there's like 5 or 6 things that I need to do, you know, to achieve this goal. And then to lead to success. And I was joking about it in my vlog the other day, because you know, goal, action, and success equals gas for this kind of like journey, you know, to like of your life, of like the goals that you're trying to achieve. But I was thinking about this because I was working on my goal list for 2022, and it's not something that I feel like I have to do on, you know, New Year's Eve. It's not something that I feel like I have to do even the first. You know, it's like I take some time over the period of kind of like a week, and I sit down and I really assess the next year. And I also do this on my sobriety birthday. I do it on my birthday, my sobriety birthday, and I just kind of all check-in points. But I really take a look at what are the goals that I want to accomplish in the next year of my life? What are the dreams and the wishes that I have? And what is the action to getting there? I take a whole brand new notebook and I go all the way through it and I write down a goal and then I write down the action steps and then I write down what do I have to do to get there. And you know what's really interesting? And while I'm doing that, one of the things that I do is I review the goals that I've achieved in the last year. And what's so crazy is that, like, I looked at the last year, I was just, like, reviewing it the last couple days, and I, like, achieved so many things in 2021 that I really never thought that I would. And some of them are big and some of them aren't, you know? But so many things that I never thought that I would achieve, you know, I did. The thing that's difficult is that there are goals that I have had for quite some time. Look at this little baby over here. Are you ready to see little Boo Radley? Look at little Boo Radley. He said, hello, everybody. Happy New Year. The thing is that there are goals that I have had for a very long time that I stand in the way of myself and my goals being achieved. And I think that's like where I have to ask myself, okay, where am I the obstacle in achieving my own goals? You know, where am I the one that's crossing the action things off on the list and I'm not allowing myself to be successful? So I have some big plans for 2022. I was like, you know what? It's my 50th year. And I have to tell you, the first thing that I actually did last night was, I wish I had it right here. Where's my phone? My phone's downstairs. But I made a list, because I'll be 50 in June. And I feel like that's a pretty paramount year, you know? I feel like 50 is a pretty huge year. It's a pretty paramount year. And I know it's so trite to say living your best life, but I really do want to, I feel like I am living my best life. I feel so blessed, you know? I have the coolest life, I really do. Well, first things first, I'll be changing this, I'll be changing our bedding and our comforter this week. I'm kind of sad about it, but the Christmas comforter is going away, and I actually bought a blue and green plaid one and a Christmas tree that's over here on the corner. It's all going down. So that's this week. But I made a list of five men in their 50s who I think are extremely attractive and who I think are living fun lives and who I think seem successful and fulfilled, and that are somewhat role models to me, you know, and there are people that maybe I follow on Instagram, or they're just like people that I think have really, really cool lives. Everybody from Andy Cohen to Anderson Cooper to Daniel Craig to Gianluca Vacci, and who is the last one? I think his name is Giacomo Zapata, and he owns Sir Restaurant in LA with Lisa Vanderpump. And these are people that, like, I look at their lives and they seem to be living their lives exactly the way that they want to live it, you know? And it's not like I want to have their lives. It's like I see that these are people that have, like, stepped into living a full and a great life, you know, and so they're inspiring to me. And I think it's always important for us to have, you know, people that inspire us and people that motivate us and people that we look at and we go, not just, I wish I had that life or I'm jealous of their life, but like, what do I need to do? Like, when I look at their lives collectively, like, things that they are all doing is, number one, they're all doing some kind of career that makes them extremely happy, right? Like, so that's for me really important. Number two, they all are living, you know, their best lives by traveling a lot. They like travel and they go to new places and they're surrounded by friends and family regularly, you know. Number three is that they're like in the best bodies that they've ever had in their life, you know, and they're actively working out and running on beaches and diving into oceans. And they're just like having a lot of fun, you know, they're dancing and, you know, they're hanging out with their loved ones and stuff like that. And I'm just like, okay, I look at those lives and I think, like, I have so much of that now, like, that needs to inspire me into my 50s, because I think that what happens to so many of us as we get older is that we start getting down on ourselves and we start thinking, you know, like, oh wow, like, I'm getting older and life is over, and I don't want to think that, you know. Like, I can remember looking at my dad in his 50s and thinking that, my dad is a huge inspiration to me. My dad in his 50s was living his absolute best life possible, traveling all the time with my stepmom, and just, I mean, they had such a cool life, and he did something that he loved and was surrounded by friends and family, and that's what I want. That's how I define a good life, you know. I do have a few huge projects in 2022, and one of them I have decided, I've been trying to decide where to host that big project, what channel would be appropriate for me to host it and to host the project. And I decided that this is the channel for that, and I'm real excited about that. And I'm not going to say anything about it right now, but it's a big deal for me, and that is coming in the near future. And I've kind of put it on the back burner for a while, and I worked on it, and then it didn't turn out the way that I wanted it to, and then I worked on it, and then so but more will be revealed, and I'm really excited about that, and that is coming to you in 2022. In the spring of 2022, hopefully. So I'm very, very excited about that. And the dogs, where's Tucker at? Oh, he's right behind me. Tucker and Boo are very excited about the new year as well. And I'm going to be filming over here on a regular basis. Like, I've got so many ideas for just videos over here. I outlined this whole video that I want to make over here called YouTubers I Can't Stand. And I'm going to be doing kind of like some old school kind of like videos over here. Alex is going to be in some videos with me on this channel. And I'm just real excited about taking this channel to the next level in 2022. I love this channel. I just get to come over here and do what I want to do, and it's so much fun. And that's part of the reason why I decided that that new project is going to be over here. So of course, I love my other channels as well. I get, so excited about them. I'm going to do a crumble cookie review right now. So I got to get out of here before it gets too late. But I love you guys. Here's to a new year and a new you. Don't you hate when people say that? Anyway, I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.